I do want to start off, I guess, on a sad note. I want to get your thoughts on Jewell passing, and if you have any memories from her, from any dealings with her back in the day.
Yeah, Jewel. Matter of fact, today is her services. Most people don't know. Um, I don't know if they was keeping it quiet for some reasons. But today is Saturday. This probably won't air until Monday. I'm sorry, Sunday. But they buried her today in Texas. Uh, and so that's all I'm going to speak on because I'm not at liberty. I'm not with the family like that to be a spokesperson out here regarding her. I am at liberty and was asked um, by extension of her son, Janelle, from people who got a couple of texts or her GoFund page that they're trying to raise. And funeral services is a lot, especially with a young lady that's has been sick or have a previous condition. To get her life insurance policy if you hadn't had things taken care of, prior to getting ill. So I get it. I'm not one against GoFund pages. Some people are, not me. I believe in helping other people. I think that's what we're here for. To be honest, this is what I try to do this for now. Originally, it was self-motivated. I was trying to clear up things. But now I really can give a rat's butt. I think I got enough of my side of the story out there. So you're either going to believe it or you're not. And that's up to you. I could really care less. Don't change my life one bit. But, so now I'm trying to really help people. Just to set the record straight. Some people say you're here to make money off of YouTube and Pac and all of that. Most people that I helped prior to the COVID condition, you ask them. Didn't ask them for one red cent. People that got big YouTubes currently that's not paying people, I just start saying, hey, give me what you want. John and I, in the last year or two, have became, where we have an agreement in place. So if you think I was here for the money, then that's cool. But that's not true. I done channels that I ain't never asking for a penny out there. And but there has been channels that have looked out for me and are very appreciative. So it's a two-way street. But to get back on the question of hand, shout out to, May she have all the prayers to the family that we can send her way. I just wanted to throw out a little shout out for y'all to go to the GoFund page. Hopefully John can post it because she still had a kid that was still in high school that's in his teens. I don't know the father's involvement or not. Not my business, not my place, not our place. But if you want to help her, help out her family, show some respect to her, I'm sure $10, $20, $30 will go a long way if you're able or in the position God put it on your heart to help them out at a time of need. Now, let's get on the subject, okay? I haven't spoke on it, hadn't gotten back into it, or I left it alone. But Jewell privately have been needing a transplant. And it was expensive. Cost about $1 million. People privately that we all look up to. I don't have $1 million. I've never set up here to try to profess that I'm in that type of position. But there's people that y'all know that are. And they knew about this. Why didn't they reach out and help her? But then they some of the first people to post pictures and say R.I.P. Think about that, y'all. That's all I'm gonna say. Gonna leave it alone. For people that have that type of money that she was with back in the day and helped, that could have reached out and helped her. Why? Just why? But I get it.
Okay. Do you have any favorite memories with her or anything that comes to mind, or not a lot of dealings with her?
Oh, I had dealings with Jewell when I first came around. That's when Woman to Woman was going on. She had that hit song, Woman to Woman, and we was going touring and and doing shows. And right before they premiered the video, when we did a couple of shows and stuff like that, or events, she would get on stage and perform that song and did the 90 version of Woman to Woman. Y'all don't know that was a remake. I know a lot of you youngsters don't know that was a remake from an old Betty Wright song from like the 70s or maybe early 80s. That was a hit. But she flipped it and added the Star 6 9 and all of that, her ghetto version to it. But the best memory I have, y'all don't know. Jewell, and I'm surprised she never talked about it. Jewell sung to the President of the United States. I remember she went and performed. I think it had been in 95, 96, so who would have been the president then? It had been a Democratic president.
Was it Clinton?
I think it was Bill.
Bill Clinton?
Bill Clinton. And she performed the national anthem at an event in California that was held for him. Guess what me and Suge had to do? We had to sit outside. Because, to get around the president, you got to pass background check or get clearance from the Secret Service. And guess who didn't get cleared for to be able to go be around the president? But yeah, that was a fun thing that nobody ever talked about on Jewell. But Jewell performed the national anthem for whoever was the president in 95, 96, which I believe was Bill. I'm not sure at this time. And I know you Google's out there, correct me if I say it was Bill, but I can't see her doing it for a Republican because they wouldn't have had us. They wouldn't have invited us because we was definitely pushing the Democratic Party back then, or their philosophy. Another thing about Jewell was there's a video out there. I'm going to try to get everybody on YouTube to find it. And I got to find somebody that got that VHS. It was a video that her and LaShelle did called 68 and I Owe You One or something like that. It was one of Dr. Dre events. And what I mean by that, Dr. Dre, though, I'll tell y'all here listen to all those bullcrap gay rumors and stuff. But Dre knew how to throw a party in Calabasas before Calabasas blew up. And that's the one, y'all boy, Keffe always talking about when I worked the gate. It wasn't me. He always get me and Fred mixed up for some reason. Because Fred was actually the one that was at the gate and was dealing with those fools. But it was a video shoot there because I came late because I had to do something for Suge Crazy. But that day, y'all won't believe what I was doing that day. Thinking about it on it now, I can't believe it. I was sitting in traffic school for that nigga. Sitting in traffic school. And so I know I came to that video shoot late, but it was a nice location. And a nice house in Calabasas with a night of lights on, young ladies in bikinis, put it that way. But if y'all can find that video out there, Man, whoever upload that on their YouTube channel, it's gonna get some nice views. Hopefully Lachelle, I bet Lachelle got it, because that was probably one of the only songs that she, rapped on, because she was rapping on it too. And so I'm sure Lachelle, one of her homegirls, got a copy of that tape somewhere. But yeah, y'all get that out. It's gonna be big. 68, and I owe you one. Yep.
Okay. Can you speak on when Suge got shot at Chris Brown's party? What you know about that, like why it happened, and was Dre involved? Because I know Suge used to say that.
All right, we're about to get right into it, huh, John? All right. Let me tell y'all the truth on what happened there. It was the One Oaks Club that he's talking about in Hollywood. So, Suge and I had hooked back up in about 2008, 2009. Might have been 2007. It was probably about 2008, 2009. But prior to that, from 2006, 2007, I was working with this guy from Denver, Colorado, and he came out here, and he was laundering money somehow. And he ended up getting indicted. Y'all want to look it up, his name is Hyseer Randall. But this nigga ended up getting $12 million from the state of Colorado somehow. I know how, but y'all look it up, y'all read it. I don't feel like going into that detail. And so he was coming out to California to just play, wanted to look good and just have a ball. And so we was in the studio, because that's when Bob Gotti, I was trying to help him get his son off the ground, and we was working on something called 1800 Block Entertainment, where we had some stuff going on. And the Realist was out doing his thing, but he was never really signed to 1800 Block Entertainment. But he was kind of helping Bob Gotti get his son, rapping career going, because Bob Gotti had came into some money. And he was, wanted to believe in Lil Gotti, and was blowing him up. So we had booked out Canal. And this dude came in town because he needed some security. And this limousine company called me and said, Reggie, you got some guys you can put on them? And I was like, all right, yeah. I put 2 guys on them. And he was just really coming to town buying jewelry. So his wife had this orders that she wanted that she was trying to promote from Colorado. I forget his name. Day Day was his name. He was a good singer and all of that, but he didn't have that marketing track. Back then y'all had the Cisco's and, even though he was gay as a mug to me, but people that had that look that was blowing up. And so he wanted to meet me. He kept wanting to meet me. And so I told them, I said, y'all can bring him up to the studio, bring him up to Canal. So we was up there, and he was originally from Texas. Him and Rillis met up with each other, and they clicked, and he was like, well, this 1800 block stuff, y'all can have mine, but I like this dude, the Rillis. I like him. And he was from Oak Cliff area, and the Rillis was from Oak Cliff, and he wanted to mess with the Rillis. And so I was like, all right. So we entered into agreement with them, and that's when we later ended up, hooking up with Ray J, and I even got Ray J over there because Ray J had just lost his job working with Brandy on that TV show that just got canceled. And so Ray J was like saying, man, Reg, I need $14,000, $15,000 a month. That's what my budget is, and I need it. So I was like, all right. So I ended up getting him a deal with this dude from True That Entertainment, where he was just looking out for him. And we was going out there promoting, because this dude, what he was trying to do was justifying this money. So he was trying to make it seem like he had all the artists and stuff. I even took him and started getting him promoting some Mayweather fights because I knew Goosa. And we ended up meeting up with, I knew a dude named Tony Brown who knew Goosa. Tony Brown was a dude that he the one that kind of put together the deal with Ted Fields to do that movie Waist Deep. So anyway, we ended up making money and doing stuff with this dude from True Dat Entertainment. Detail come around, which was L.A. Buck, which is Ray J Boy. They cool to this day. And Detail was this hot producer. Later ended up doing One Wish for Ray J. But they were already doing some work together. And so now, I think it was Knockout Entertainment that Ray J had. But Ray J couldn't, take care of these guys no more. So I started taking care of them. So I did a 10-song deal with Detail. Well, I gave Detail, not me. I had the guy give him, I was running stuff, but I had the guy give him money so he could be okay. And he was just promised to do 10 songs for me. And so, during all of that time, Detail came and blew up, and he ended up getting a deal with Akon. And so Detail still was working with me, but he, now he got this deal. So now the dude get arrested and he go to jail. And we'll get into that a little bit more. But so now Detail wanted to meet Suge. He loved Suge Knight. Everybody wanted to meet Suge Knight. So me and Suge was starting to deal back with him because now he had filed bankruptcy. And he was like, Reg, come back. I need you back over here. Help me. These trustees ain't listening to me. And Reg, I need you back. So I'm back. I go and start hanging back out with Suge. And me and him start working together again. And we going around. He told me, Reg, just go buy a trash can, a dump truck. Because we're going to go drive around, we're going to collect money from everybody we owe. And so those were the mission we was on. We was going around getting money from QD3, Babyface, there, everybody. I can tell y'all so many stories. People was hating us back then. Hating to see us come. And they didn't want to take no calls from us. And so now, Suge, he's like, oh, you got this dude Detail? Okay, we're going to get money from Akon. We're going to push up on Akon. I'm like, all right. So that's when Magic, y'all heard the story. It was in the paper when Magic went to Detail House and robbed Detail and took some stuff from Detail and all of that. And so things are going on. So Detail is just going crazy, like, what's going on? And I'm like, I don't know. Let me try to slow him down. So now the Super Bowl weekend. And Suge goes out there to Arizona. Guess who he sees out there? Akon. So now at the Super Bowl weekend, he up there pushing up on Akon. And but Akon had a bodyguard with him. And back then, Suge was just rolling with him, his girl, and usually me or this one dude from Denver Lane. But for some reason, I wasn't going. I was like, man, our money ain't right. My wife was like, you ain't going out there spending no money at no Super Bowl. We here trying to pay our house note. My house note back then was $7,000 to $8,000 a month. You got to get this house note paid. And so I was like, all right, I ain't going. So I didn't go. But Suge, he still loved to go. He'll go find some way to make something happen. So he go out there alone. It's him and Toy. But Suge is Suge. Y'all can talk all that. Suge will confront you by himself. Suge ain't, as we know from the, what he ended up in prison for now. He ain't scared to confront a group of guys. But this particular night, he took a L. Got knocked out. And so, Suge is one of those that, okay, we can all take a L. Everybody take a L. I ain't never took a L. but you can take a L, right? But life gave me an L. Well, I ain't never took an L from a man, but I don't take L's in life from this life. But so anyway, he took a L that night, but he didn't forget. So now I answer your question. I know people hate when I do that, but I like to tell the whole story. So he mad. So he hears the Akon brothers in the studio. His name is Boo. He's Muslim now, so he's trying to get his religion, and I hear he's a very spiritual brother. But I won't tell the story anyway. But I don't like to speak on guys that's trying to be upstanding and positive. Not saying he wasn't always that way. I don't know, but I was trying to have some dealings with him a few years ago, and I know that he real into his religion now. But anyway, so Suge slaps him in the studio, and they had him running down the street. So now Boo mad. So Boo connected out here with this dude from Mansville named T Money. And T Money, from all accounts, I don't know him, but from people that I talk to that knows him, my nigga Wack and all them said this nigga's a straight up 100 dude. And so now Boo and them go to T Money, and T Money gets on the phone with Suge and trying to, work it out. Like, hey, if these niggas owe you some money, I'm gonna make them pay. What's up? What's going on? But Suge being Suge, probably had a chick sitting next to him, laying next to him in the bed or whatever, or next to him, or whatever. He started banging on T Money. And so the person that was on the phone that facilitated the call was like, Suge, man, this dude is real. This dude, he's saying that these dudes owe you money, you're going to make it happen. But why you banging on this dude? And Suge wouldn't let up. So, T Money. Now this is where it get crazy. T Money somehow getting checks from Dr. Dre. So this is why you always hear Suge saying Dr. Dre had something to do with it. Because they found wire transfer from Dre to this T Money dude. Could be something unrelated. I'm not speculating. But this is what Suge and his people believe. That Dre, since he sending money to him, he has something to do with it. Suge is like, okay. So they find out this, but this is after the fact that they find out about this money transfer and stuff. But this T Money dude is the one that allegedly is the one that shot Suge at the Chris Brown party, and the one that's allegedly on the tape where they got some off-duty police officer, either sheriff's or LAPD, not sure which one, that I heard resign. And so, because he was working security at Club One Oaks, got him out and took this T Money dude to the airport and got him out of town. That's the real on what happened. It's a lot of dots. It's a lot of speculation in between. But the facts to the story, however the dots are dotted or goes, who knows? But that's it. That's all. One Oaks hasn't settled with Suge yet. I know he placed a lawsuit because they pretty much saying you brought that element to our club. I know the young lady that got shot in the butt got her settlement. And that's it. That's all. That's what happened.
In 2005, Suge ended up getting shot in Miami. He later went on to try to sue Kanye West I don't know if anything came of that, but did you know the story of what happened exactly in Miami and why you got shot there?
Everything I'm saying is speculation. Let me put that out there. What I know, because well, how you speaking on it? Because because I know every motherfucking body that's close to the nigga that's been with him, and I know the person that went out there and paid his medical bills, so I know. But anyway, let me get back to the story. Petey Pablo was actually the one out there with him. They were out there in Miami together. That's when him and Petey Pablo was out there hanging out. And Suge got shot in the club. Some would say he shot himself because it was in the leg. Some say somebody in Kanye West's entourage shot him. That's the position that Suge takes. Suge Knight know the real. Person I know, very close to the situation, was on a phone call with Suge and Jimmy Henchman. When Jimmy Henchman told, because they had got into it over the phone, nigga, next time I'm going to have the dude raise that shot up a little higher and going to be to your head. Suge's position is someone in Kanye West, because he came over and greeted him and talked to him, gun dropped and went off and shot him in the leg. That's all. That's it. Those are the allegations.
Do you know what Jimmy Henchman and Suge were getting into it about over the phone?
No.
No. Okay. Bill Maher did a like a podcast or a YouTube where he had talked about when Suge got released in 2001. He was at Club Peanuts, and he had got in a little altercation with somebody that was with Suge, and then later he wanted to hash it out with him. Did you see this video? Can you talk about it?
I seen this video. I was there. I know about it. I didn't know Bill Maher felt that way because he was hanging out with that dude from Kid and Play, the one kid, the light-skinned one. I guess that's Kid. And they were tight. They were. I used to thought, and they were around. They loved the girls, the black chicks. Let me say it that way. Bill loved the black females out there, and they were out there playing, out there having a good time. All in LA at that time, and he had a talk show at the time, Bill Maher, and Kid used to always be on there. But it was it's kind of a cool setting where you sit around. I think it was Political Incorrect. I think his name was Political Incorrect, and so matter of fact, I'm the one that took Suge down there. When he attended Political or taped it. But anyway, so yeah, I mean, Suge get a bad jacket, a bad rap, but Suge loved Peanuts. Peanuts was like every Tuesday night, it was a lesbian club, but certain guys got in, not every guy, you couldn't just walk in Peanuts. I didn't care who you was, you had to be somebody to get in Peanuts. But Suge had this one chick, and because the female chicks, if you're a bull, let me be politically correct. But if you're the type of female that's the man, I guess, I know it's a word out there, rhymes with hutch, that we call them. And if you're that type of female, they aggressive, man. And he had this chick that was one of those, they were cool. And she would be like, oh, you want that one, Suge? I'll go get her for you. You want that one? And, Suge be in there because Suge be in there spending the money and buying the crystal and all of that. And they have a good time. And, Suge was putting money in the girls' pockets because a lot of them remembered him from, he had made some things happen for him when he was out there on the streets before. And, the How Do You Want It video, Not How Do You Want It? Yeah, How Do You Want It? The one with Casey and JoJo. He had a lot of them star and got their careers going from that video. You know, Pac and, so they know Suge was ultimately behind it, but the Tupac videos. And they made a lot of money off those videos. And then I ended up doing one I'll tell y'all about with them at Peanuts. Black Pussy with DJ Quik while Suge was in jail. So they knew they had made a lot of money from Suge and stuff, so they liked Suge and respected Suge. And so anyway, Suge was in that club and he was doing it and showing it all. And one of the people got mad, the girl that rhymes with Hutch, got into it with Bill and they had a little confrontation and she was going to tell Suge. And Suge came over there and met Bill. And Bill Suge loved, he said, "Shit, man, I know that guy from TV. Or, I used to watch that guy while I was in prison every night." And shit, they shook hands, talked, and I got their number. He said, "Well, why don't you come on my show?" Shit, I think by that next Friday, Suge was in there and came in and appeared on the show on Political Incorrect. I forget the topic or what happened, but yeah. And so it was all cool. But that's what happened.
Okay. You had mentioned this on the Death Row Uncut DVD. You did a music video for DJ Quik at Peanuts, from what you said. Can you talk about that shoot and what it meant to Quik to get that video finally done?
Yeah, that's funny, yeah. So everybody know Black Pussy had been out, shit, probably 93, 94, something like that. And that was a video that, of course, Suge loved, but Quik always had wanted to do a video shoot too. But Quik not signed. I keep telling y'all, he was signed to what? Profile Records, not Death Row. And so Suge always knew that Quik wanted to do a video to that. So what happened was, while Suge was in jail, I was working on either Chronic 2000 or Two Gangsta for Radio. I think it was Two Gangsta for Radio. But prior to that, I needed Quik to do some work for me. I was trying to blow up Top Dog and the Realest. He wouldn't fuck with the Realest. He said his rap was too slow, but he liked the speed of Top Dog rap. And he was like, okay, I'll fuck with Top Dog. I'll do this one. And so Ron Knight was the middleman that made it happen because him and Tony Lane, Black Tone. Matter of fact, for those of y'all ever heard of Tony Lane from Lane Shepherd, he had a stroke about 5 years ago, and he's still battling and recovering from that. Just a little bit to throw out about Tony Lane. But anyway, Tony Lane and Ron Knight was kind of dealing with Quik tough. So I reached out to them, and they facilitated it for us to meet with, because Quik wasn't messing with us no more around that time. This was like 99, 2000. And so we all went up there and met. And so that's when Ron Knight was telling me, man, Quik feel like he owes some money, he owed money. And that's when I turned him on to, told him that, hey, the state is the one that's paying out people for, that's owed on the Tupac, because we all did a big settlement. But these are the people that you need to get in contact with. Ron Knight called me one day happy, like, man, thanks, Reg. Quik got a check for $700,000. He just got broke off $700,000. And I was like, okay, cool, man. And he said, anything y'all ever need us to do, I'll make it happen for you. I'll get it done. I was like, all right, Ron. I said, matter of fact, so no, it didn't happen yet. So I went up there to Suge and told him, I said, hey, man, Quik was real pleased. He was real happy. He just got some money from, the state, got like $700,000. And he was like, yeah. So now we over there working on the Two Gangsta for Radio, well, Two Gangsta for TV thing. And so I'm telling him, all he cared about was the skit, trying to tell me how long he wanted that skit done. If y'all ain't never watched it, where the homosexuals or the she-males or whatever y'all call them, the drags were sitting around in the jacuzzi talking about getting with Dr. Dre and stuff. That's that's all he was worried about doing that. But then he was like, you know what, Reg, you know what would be good to put in there? Y'all need to go watch 2 Gangster for TV, because that's all me. But anyway, he said, you know what you need to put in there? You need to put Quik video Black Pussy in there. See if that nigga will do a video shoot to Black Pussy, because that's something Quik always wanted to do. Call Ron Knight. Hey, Ron, you think Quik will want to do this, fool? Yeah, shit. Quik was there. Video shoot started at probably 11. That nigga was there. They were there posted up at 10. And, well, yeah, they went and shot that, and we did a video of the Black Pussy just on some love. That was the Suge, just reaching back on something he remembered, thought of in prison, and it happened within a week or two. And that's why Death Row shot the video to Black Pussy, even though they didn't even own the song. But yeah.
Okay. There was always a story about Trey and you and some other people, when Suge Knight got released, going to DJ Quik's house. Trey talked about it on the interview he did with us. Can you tell me the story about that and what that was all about?
Yeah. Like I said, Suge was on a mission of, if he wasn't messing with you and you owe me some money, you're going to pay. But what happened was, it wasn't even like Suge was really just driving over to his house to go trip. I had rented a house inside of the Porter Ranch area, and that's where Stormy and Lil Suge was living. Somehow I mentioned to Suge, Quik lived there, also QD3. It was a bunch of people living off in there at the time. This video producer dude named Rob Johnson, they all was off in there. Everybody was saying it was nice, beautiful houses inside a gated community. But we was able to get inside there because there was a house in there that Reggie Wright was on. And so one night about 2 or 3 in the morning, he was going, I'm sure, to visit his son at 2 or 3 in the morning. I'll say that. But we were there with him. It was probably me, Buntree, Suge, Trey, of course, Bob Gotti, who was, usually he was driving me. And so we went inside the gate and went there. So all of a sudden, Suge wanted to stop by Quik house. Reg, take me by Quik house. Damn, nigga, it's 2, 3 in the morning. Take me by Quik house. Okay, Suge. So take him by Quik house. And I was like, man, Suge, I'll go up to the door, go on other people's door. Me and Trey go up there. So me and Trey go to the door. So we don't need all these people coming to somebody's house. If you ain't on no crazy mission, why do that? So we go, knock on the door, 2, 3 in the morning. I'm telling y'all niggas, don't ever come to my house 2, 3 in the morning unannounced. I don't care if you're on there to bring me $1 million. Don't do it, please. But we did it. Quik was like, what's going on? What? Like, man, Quik, Suge in the car, he want to holler at you. It's 2, 3 in the morning, what? Quik, come on, man. Suge want to holler at you. Trey like homie. Simon in the car, he want to talk to you. So Quik can eventually go. That's why Quik got that venom and he mad at Trey. And so they go to Quik goes in the car, don't know what happened, don't know about the conversation. But they had a conversation. I'm sure Suge telling him something. For whatever reason, I don't know. I don't know, really. I can tell you what happened after, but so They talk, Quik go in the house and all of that. But as he leaving, he go, Reg, you come to my house, you come along. Don't bring that nigga right there. So he always took it out on Trey. Always was mad at Trey about it. Don't bring that nigga to my house no more. I'll be like, okay, Quik, yeah, no problem. The next day, I get that call from that other gangster night. Red, we coming up to the office to meet with you. We not up there. We been out all night. What time y'all been up there? I don't know, Ronald. What time y'all been up at the office? I don't know, about 5 or 6 o'clock. All right, we'll be up there. All right, Ronald. So now, I forget all about it, to be honest. I didn't think nothing of it. I tell Suge, Ronald tripping, Ronald mad. We go to Quik house late at night and all of that. Suge like, I ain't tripping, all right. So 5, 6 o'clock, my security is at the gate talking about, Reg, we got some niggas up here, about 15 dudes up here at the gate to see y'all. Like, who? Talking about they Suge cousin, Ronald and Donald. It's about they. All right, keep them at the gate. Shit, Ronald downstairs and Ronald tripping. What? So now there's only about 5 or 6 of us around, homies, or 6 or 7. And I'm like, and sure, that fool's crazy. He's like, I'm going down now, nigga, let me get enough people. And they got 15 dudes down there. So it was about 7. I know it was me, Trey, Gotti, Buntry, my boy Marquez. I remember Big Quez. Whatever security was working downstairs. Probably Ricky Hill. I don't remember nobody else, to be honest. And sure, so we go to the gate, right? And I still ain't letting them in. And Ronald like, open up the gate. Like, nigga, I ain't bringing all you niggas over there. So now I see a little short dude over there standing to the right with a assault weapon. And I'm like, oh, what the hell, Ronald? What you tripping? And he got High C and Tony Lane and Quik and all of them, all the there was a bunch of them over there. Then he had a whole bunch of Hoovers, because that's who Ronald was cool with, because their brother-in-law was a Hoover. And they were over there, and so I was like, what the hell going on? Ronald, how you bringing people like this up to the office? I mean, y'all bring all these niggas to a Quik house late at night. And y'all, and there was another incident that happened with Thomas. That was his name, Thomas from Hoover. There was another incident that happened the night before. I'll tell y'all that story too. And to my mama's house, I'm like, man, your mama live in the hood. Everybody know where your mama live. But anyway, she was like, what's up, Ronald? What's up? Because they cousins, neither one of them scared of each other. And so they going back, but they don't direct nothing at each other. They direct everything at everybody around. And so Ronald was like, man, y'all. And so now Ronald picking on my boy Gotti. Man, me and you got to take a fade. Me and you got to take a fade. Gotti like, nigga, I don't take fades. But y'all, you want it to go down, it can go down right here. And you got to remember, our office is on Wilshire in Beverly Hills, right on the corner of San Vicente and Wilshire. And you got all these dudes sitting there, and a guy over there with an assault weapon, and you figure at least 5 more of them were armed. But we on this side, it would have been an okay shootout. But luckily, there was a level-headed dude there that was able to calm everything down. That was the other twin brother, Donald Knight. Donald got in the middle of it. And he was like, because we wouldn't open the gate. We was like, y'all ain't coming on here. And so Donald came over there It was like, what y'all tripping on Quik for? What y'all, Quik, we take care of Quik. Quik with us. Meaning Lane, because Tony Lane and Ronald was real tight. We went and did the video shoot for y'all. We did the song for Top Dog for y'all. Quik been doing everything you want. Why you tripping on Quik? Why you tripping on Quik? And so then we were like, so anyway, it all got worked out. It was about to be some major gunplay, but luckily Donald and Suge and Ronald he about as hot head and stubborn as Suge. He wasn't with it, but Ronald, he knew he couldn't do nothing to his cousin, and I think he always kind of liked me, and so he knew they couldn't just go down there, but then somehow the next day, Quik and Suge secretly met at the hotel, the Beverly Hills. I remember they were at the Beverly Hills, the pink one, the Beverly Hills Hotel, the Polo Lounge. Those niggas met over there, worked it out, and was cool. I think Quik bought him a bunch of cash, and Suge got off a Quik tip, and I don't think they've been cool since. And Quik just stayed out the way, but I think that was some of the reasons for some of the comments you always hear from Quik about Trey and Suge whenever he speaks on Death Row. But Quik, like I said, talented, good dude, but that's what happened with us and Quik. Yeah.
Okay, Snoop, when he did his Drink Champs interview, they asked him, all right, now that you got Death Row, what are your plans? What are you going to do? And Snoop basically said, I'm going to make sure that everybody who didn't get paid got paid. So I'm going to make sure RBX gets paid. I'm going to make sure Lady of Rage gets paid. I'm going to make sure Daz gets paid and Corrupt gets paid. And he also went on to say, and I'm going to make sure the founder has a job as an executive, and that's Harry O. And, once everybody like that's taken care of, then I'm going to take care of myself. So he didn't mention anything about Suge, but he did say that Harry O is the founder. Can you speak, your responses to him saying that and why he doesn't include Suge in any conversations that he has now?
What do you expect from Snoop? I've been trying to tell y'all. Everybody be like, why are you talking about Snoop? Why you, Okay, I'm always talking about, I'm the hater. No, Reggie just speaks the facts. If y'all listen to the Mutal interview that's going on, the last 4 interviews, well, I don't know when this is going to air, but from the taping of this show, the last 4 interviews that Mutal did, it's like he's repeated word for word what I done told you guys, about Snoop. If y'all say I'm lying, go listen to any interviews. I don't know where I did them at because I used to hold around. But go listen to them on those different channels that y'all know I was holding around with. And if I ain't said those things before, and I'm not saying that Mutal's repeating what I said, because I don't think he have time. That nigga's over in Dubai. He ain't listening to what I'm talking about. He just speaking facts, as I've been speaking facts about Snoop. But y'all who got Google and got opinions want to always say, oh, that's a lie, and still just sitting back and listen and then make a decision yourself and still have been so quick to call somebody a lie. But everything that I said, Mutal repeatedly said in his own words, if not word for word. Here, niggas rewriting history, and that's why I stay on his head and be like, no, you're not going to. I mean, I got a little voice. I got a 50,000 a voice. He got a million voice. I'm talking about Snoop, the 2 million. It's a big difference, but at least it's been said. It's not just going and become factual. That's all I'm trying to do. But RBX, what did RBX do to get paid on Death Row? Lady of Rage album sold 200,000 in its total existence. I'm not gonna do it. But yeah, they all been paid, but that's just him capping. But it's obvious him and Daz got problems already. Daz already correcting him like, nigga, what? He went straight on Instagram after that interview. What? When you friends with somebody, you call them up on the phone like, hey, what's up? Why you say this? Why you say that? You don't go to IG about it. They show you right now, Daz already not happy with Snoop, y'all. But that's too deep for y'all. Y'all don't get it. Y'all don't understand it. All right. But why he, even to bring Harry-O into the situation, is just straight up dissing. Straight up dissing. But without Harry-O working for the government, he wouldn't have been able to acquire and be in the position where he's at. So, of course, you're going to give Harry-O his props or his credit. I mean, Harry-O beef and Suge beef is not nobody beef but theirs. Their agreements. It's only theirs. Nobody else to intervene or inject or to say their opinions. Because nobody really knows what's happening. Snoop wasn't sitting there when the money was given. He only know what Suge came back and told him. My wife asked me where I get some money from. I don't always tell the truth where I got it from. So we don't really know what the dealings were. Only they know. But he running with that ball, let him run with that ball. But just like always happened with Snoop, they're going to end up arguing and fighting among themselves as well. He done already called up the E1, going off on the executives, accusing them of things that are just outright lies. That relationship is already bad. Wish them the best.
Okay. A lot of the stuff that, Muta talks about and other people talk about started in New York at the MTV Awards when Snoop went up and did the Angie Martinez interview. I know you spoke on it before, but you were one of the only people that were actually there with Snoop when he did that interview. Can you tell me about, that situation, your reaction to hearing him say it live, and then what happened when you guys got back to the hotel and saw Suge and Tupac?
Exactly. So we went up to the radio station. I think Pac and them was on their way to the club. And Snoop was there talking, giving a great interview. Snoop does that. Snoop do great interviews. Speaks well, very intelligent, very got a comedy, laid back. It's a cool dude, really. Really is a cool dude. If you can get past the Snoop lying part of him, I don't even know if it's just outright just being lying. It's just, I don't know what the word is. But he's not a bad dude. Not one to raise his voice, not one to get all, that's not him. That little scene y'all seen in Baby Boy, that's not Snoop. Snoop is more cool, more thoughtful, more, the Coors commercials that he doing is Snoop. That's Snoop, if y'all really want to know Snoop. But, so he was giving the interview, and he said this stuff, but he was really, because the question was about the New York thing. And he was just trying to show that, hey, we ain't making no money off this song. We wasn't trying to diss y'all. We love y'all. And then he went furthermore to say, I got love, how at least I do, being the politician that he is. I got love for this. I'll do a song with this. I'll do a song with this person. I don't mind doing. Now y'all got to know the backstory even more to know that we had already, Suge stopped fucking with Snoop for a minute during that mid-96 because Snoop went out there as Lachelle and Jewell and all them did and was hanging out with bad boys and now. That's another story, but and Suge was disappointed with him for whatever reason he went out there. I forget, I don't know why he went out there, but this is why Pac was mad too. So there was some little friction before, but it got worked out. It got worked out. And so Snoop got on the radio and been the politician and made those statements. But Pac listening to the radio because he's in a limo, right? And so he's listening to his label mate talk. The one thing that bitch ass nigga Michael Moore that y'all like to say he did do, and he did what Frank was supposed to do after that incident that happened in Vegas. What Michael Moore did do was call me and said, Reggie, Pac going off. He's sucking the ceiling of the limo. Because, limos, they not that high where your arms could reach the ceiling. So he's in here going off, hitting the top of the limo, saying, I'm a dead man, I'm a dead man. They know we're not family. They know we're not one now. I'm out here alone. I'm a dead man. And he was livid. And to the point where I think they didn't go to the club immediately or right away. And they headed back to the hotel. And so during a break, I leaned over to Snoop and said, hey, Snoop, Pac mad about what you saying. And he the hype of it, or the interview. Who knows if he really heard me or believed or was thinking or what I said, or just didn't care. I don't know. But I let him know that Pac mad about what you said. Whether he even cleaned it up after that, I don't know, because we ain't never, goddamn Angie Martinez won't release the video. Wish we can get that video. But, because Snoop might have cleared it up. I don't know. Don't remember. But Snoop, prior to leaving that radio station and taking that microphone off, knew that Pac was pissed. We goes back to the hotel. Pac and them outside the Essence. That's right across the street from Central Park East. And they out there, and Pac already in Sugar telling them, when we get back to, what we gonna do? And he, where some people thought Pac was arguing with Suge, where he was just being Pac, how Pac talking and going on. Snoop gets out, so he knows that he's mad, and he just keep walking and go into the room. Go straight to the room. Didn't even talk to Pac. And so that next morning, we leave. Snoop already knowing, feeling. I don't know if Suge want to talk to him. He done got word. I think I heard a story or something about they called and asked for some weed or something. Or I heard Mutal go deep one time about a story about it, but I don't know. I don't remember. But anyway, they go to going down. So we have a van for security and the luggage, and then the artist was riding in a limo, the two limos. Snoop rode in the van with the security and the luggage. Was sitting in the van with the security and luggage. And so, okay, cool. So they go to a private airport to fly out. And they get on the private plane. And, when Snoop, he says in the interview that they wouldn't allow the security to ride with him. The security didn't ride with him. They wasn't scheduled to be on that particular flight. That was just a little private plane for the artist. And Suge. Probably a couple of his own boys, probably Buntree, and I can't even think of nobody else that would have been on that flight. But I wasn't on it. I was making sure everybody was cool and straight, uh, on the commercial flights. They get on the plane. Snoop done told y'all that story, so I won't repeat it, of what happened on the plane, which is pretty accurate, that part. What he says is how I pretty much heard the stories as well. And they never talked since, like Snoop said, when they got off the plane at the in Burbank. That's where we used to fly into, or Van Nuys, and that would have been Tuesday morning, and we know Pac got shot on Friday, but they never talked, and that's why I believe the only reason Snoop wasn't there. Got all those conspiracies that the Crips has warned them, and they had known him, and that's why Snoop didn't go now. Snoop would have been sitting, well, Snoop probably would have been riding in that entourage. I ain't going to say sitting in the car, but he would have been in that entourage as well if that incident wouldn't have had happened. Yeah.
Okay. In New York, after the MTV Awards, you told the story. Many people have told the story many times about Tupac and Nas meeting. What I want to get your detailed story about is after that meeting, you had talked about Tupac and you guys ended up walking back to the hotel instead of getting a car, and that Tupac was giving out money or he was doing something. He was in a really good mood. Can you explain that?
But number one, I ain't never walked no got doggone streets in New York that far. So no, it wasn't me. But what happened was it was chaotic. If you ever been to New York, parking or traffic is crazy. And Tupac was this hype. He had just talked to Nas, and they got that worked out and feeling good, and had all his boys from New Jersey, and a few from New York, and his buddies from the Outlaws, and he feeling good. But he did get impatient on the limos coming, and that's when he took off and said, "Fuck it, I'll walk to the hotel," and started walking from the park, Bryant Park, to the hotel. For those of y'all know what Bryant Park, and all the way to Central Park East at the Nico's, the Essence House, how far that is. That's where he took off and started walking from. But in the meantime, while he got this entourage with him, he was seeing people on the streets and all of that. And he was feeling so good and hyped and all of that. And he started passing out $100 bills and was giving people $100 bills. And yeah. And that was also the night that he called up different members of the Outlaws and started giving them or allowing them to pick a piece of his jewelry that they wanted. And he was, gifting them. Where stuff like that come from? I don't know. If that's when God talking to you, telling you your time on earth is short. Yeah, but that's what Pac did on that date, which was about September 2nd or the 3rd. So, yeah.
Okay. When the Lakewood Mall incident happened with Trey and Orlando, how did you, as security, hear about it, and did that change anything as far as putting any additional security on, or no?
I don't know. That's some game banging shit. That's some blood, Paru, Compton. That's their issues. That was some stuff that happened there. And think nothing more about it. It enhanced the rumor that there was a bounty out for the chain. And I know people always say and want to put this bag, and let me just say it. And like those of y'all want to believe it, believe it. Those of y'all that don't. It would have been a war encounter before if Trayvon would have lost his chain. Trayvon did not lose his chain. So everybody that keeps speculating, from my daddy, Reggie Sr., and Vlad, and everybody on, Trayvon Lane did not lose his chain. they attempted to take his chain from him. It was 3 of them, not just Trayvon. It was a dude named Mo, K-Dub, and Trey that was there. 3 dudes. They were all road dogs. They still all road dogs to this day. Those 3 were the ones there. How many dudes? Keffe said it was about 10 of them. Some big football player, dude from that grew up associated in the South Side area, which I possibly can believe in Orlando and now. But it was more them than them. They tore up the mall, not the mall, the Foot Locker. It was a World Foot Locker. They tore it up. I know for a fact that Foot Locker took 2 days to open back up from the damages done inside of that World Foot Locker from the alleged robbery or attempted robbery. And so that's what happened, y'all. Y'all can keep believing what y'all want. People need to stop saying that the man got his chains taken. The chain that y'all see the police having when they did the raids was Neckbone chain. Neckbone was living at a house that Suge owned, his mom and daddy house, the house that he was raised in. Neckbone and Rage was laying in there, and they had a little bit of weed in there, and they got arrested for that and was taken down for questioning for that. But that was the death row chain, and that's the death row chain that y'all see in that picture that's always blasted over the internet. That was Neckbone's chain.
Okay. In about 99, 2000, Death Row started to announce that they were going to put out a Jennifer Lopez adult tape. Can you tell me about how you guys obtained it, what it was, and why it never came out?
Yeah. Ooh, that's a story. So there's definitely a tape out there. Definitely. So, of course, y'all know Suge was in jail. And as the groupie would say, Michelet was in charge. Okay. I ain't never claimed to be the president, so that's who should put in some paperwork in a deposition or something that obvious must. That Michelet was in charge. No, not in charge. The president? Okay. Who knows? But you ask anybody from any interviews, anything, from 1997 till 2002, even when Suge was home, who you had to go through to get anything done around Death Row. Anything. I mean, Suge Knight, personally, from his mama, sisters, his women, Sharitha Knight, anything from Suge Knight, David Kenner, any artist, anybody. Who did you go through? Who did you call? Who was the point of contact? You called Reggie. Even if you called the office, you called Roy. Who Roy gonna call? Reggie. Reggie would even decide from Roy if to put Suge on the phone with that person. And Suge would call me before he called that person. What that person want, Reggie? I don't care who it was. Any of those persons I just named. But y'all want to listen to a groupie to say, Michelet was in charge? Oh. Man. Michelet and Norris did run the company. They did. Suge went to jail October 96. But by June of 97, Reggie was put in charge, y'all. But y'all don't believe that. And I was still next to Michelet prior to that. He had told me to watch out for my woman. Reg, you take care of her. You be with her now. You take care of her. But y'all go listen to this groupie and all of that and putting it out and But forget what paperwork or what you done seen or what you get off the internet. Listen to people that were around, that was there. They'll tell you who's in charge, they had to go through to get something done. Nah, I didn't sign nothing. Didn't sign no contracts, didn't sign no checks. Any contracts that need to be signed, David Kidder went and met with him every Tuesday. And we got those done through that. The check was a stamp. You had a stamp with the name Suge Knight made out to it that used to stamp. Mr. Lay did that all the way until he came on. But other than that, that's enough on the groupie. But it's funny that this nigga used his name. And somebody gave me a little birdie called me and like, Reggie, why are you arguing with this dude? He said, his channel's name Straight something, I forget. He said, that's funny, Reggie. That's funny. That nigga not straight, Reggie. I said, man, stop saying that. If everybody want to always call people homosexuals and stuff. He said, Reggie, that nigga's not straight. Did I answer the question, John?
But no, the question was about the J.Lo tape.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
I went away from that.
Yeah.
All right. Damn. Well, I be getting way off track. Now I know why y'all be getting mad at me. So I got, somebody gave me like a 2-minute tape of a female that was allegedly J.Lo on it. And so we started marketing it, but we built around it. I mean, we did a production set. I got the tape in there, the VHS tape somewhere, where we had some lookalikes and we was doing the liposuction in her butt and doing all type of crazy. We were going to build up this whole little DVD because you got to remember, we had just had the success from Murder Was the Case DVD and the Two Gangster for TV DVD. So DVDs was the thing to do. I know Master P did movies and stuff like that, but just little skits and comedies and DVDs like that, people that hadn't caught on yet. And we had this distribution done with this company out in Ventura called Ventura Distribution. And they were willing to, they used to do my boy, the T-Boats. What was that? What was that crazy guy name? I forget his name. Billy Blake. The videos, and they were putting them out for us. And so I was going to put out a DVD on that. And we was advertising it and putting it out. But shoo, y'all always say, why you always say JDL, Reggie JDL? Because I'm telling y'all, dog, out here in Central City, Hollywood area, those Jewish attorneys control the entertainment field. And so David Kidder called me, Reggie, what's going on? What you got about this J.Lo tape thing and all this? They about to sue y'all and this. And I'm like, huh, David, what are you talking about, man? No, Reggie. Please take this meeting for me. Just go take this meeting for me because I said, all right, David, if you say we need to go take it, we'll go take it. And so I went and met up, and David Kidder was like, Reggie, just be quiet. Don't say nothing. Just listen, man. Just listen. I swear it was J.Lo had her business attorney, there's another homo, big time homo, but he was on the phone. Actually, he wasn't even there, but he was on the phone, and he was leading the horse. This guy named Beanie Medina. He was the one managing J.Lo and Puffy at the time. That's the only reason we was going after J.Lo. Because y'all know after my black women, I tell you, my wife is to me is the finest thing alive. But y'all know I always talk about Kim, but J.Lo to me is a beautiful woman, especially for her age. And I like J.Lo. But J.Lo was with Puffy, so J.Lo was all the war, right? And so, but anyway, Benny Medina and about her PR people. It was about 8 top-notch executives inside this meeting when I'm walking in. And they like, well, what y'all got? We want to see it. And I'm like, well, we're not letting y'all see anything. Well, we telling you we're gonna send a cease and desist, and we're gonna sue you, and we're gonna sue Suge, and we're gonna sue everybody. And we like, okay, whatever. We get lawsuits all the time, but thank you for the lawsuit because that's just gonna bring PR to it. And it's like we're gonna, and so they were on me, so I was like, woo, sure. We ain't got the tape that they think that we got, but they stressing like a mug. And so Suge was like, all right, Reg, just sit on it, just hold it. Don't do nothing with that. We're going to stop talking about that if they coming like that. I'm trying to get out of here. Because, the whole time, the whole 5.5 years that Suge was in custody, David Kenner was telling me, you're getting out the next week. You're getting out the next day, because we did win, and we had got a 2-3 vote on his appeal. Most people don't know that, but they still didn't let him out. But he was thinking every week that he was getting out. And so anyway, we knew then that there was a nice sex tape out there on J.Lo. And so that's how the Irv Gotti situation becomes real prevalent and even good, to the point where Irv believed he's the reason that tape didn't get put out. But by this time, she was home.
All right. So what happened with Irv Gotti exactly? How did he feel like he brokered the deal for you guys to not put that tape out?
Well, you got to remember Ja Rule and J.Lo had that hot song out at the time, and so they was real cool. And that's when Suge and Gotti were kind of, developing their relationship, because Suge had allowed a song that, another reason. You remember the group you say wasn't a death row artist? Listen to the Irv Gotti interview. What did Jimmy Iovine tell Irv Gotti? By Irv Gotti's own words. He said, go and work it out with Suge, because Suge is the one in charge to be able to allow that song. And I believe that was even an Interscope song that they sampled. I don't even think that was a Death Row song that while Pac was there. But that just goes to show you right there that, Death Row was in controlling what was going down and not Interscope, as y'all being brainwashed, or attempting to be brainwashed to believe. But Irv Gotti, and so that was one of the first things when Irv and Suge relationship was starting to get good. He was like, man, that tape you had on J.Lo, man, can we make that go away? Which Suge had already decided we wasn't fucking with that. After I explained to him how all those lawyers was ready to come after us. And he was like, I already pretty much was over. And I think J.Lo had left Puff by then, or was about to, and so he was over it. But that's when Irv asked him to do him a solid and not put it out, because J.Lo's a real good girl, and, spoke up with her, spoke up about her. And then that's when Suge was like, yeah, Irv, I'll do that for you. And then Irv took it back to J.Lo, and I'm sure she was grateful and appreciative. And I think that would help Irv and Suge relationship even better. Because back in 2002 to about 2006, Irv and Suge had a great relationship. And so, yeah.
Okay. Recently, Ray J has come out in regards to the Kim Kardashian tape because, I guess she said something on an episode of her new show that made him look bad, and so he's basically wanting to expose how their original tape was like a release. It wasn't a leak. It wasn't unauthorized. It was a release. You were around Ray J at the time. Can you talk about what his mindset was and what he got out of that tape financially and stuff?
Oh, okay. So what happened? Kim was definitely involved. How you know that? All right. Well, like I told y'all, I was dealing with Ray J back in 2006, 2007 with this guy, True Dad Entertainment. We had did this video shoot called not PP in the Game, Air Now and Then. One of the video shoots where Ray J was involved. And he was with us, and we was at Bernie Grubman's. And I remember him coming up there because Chris Stokes was the guy that directed the video. And Chris Stokes was up there because we was up there mastering the sound to the video. And Chris Stokes was like, Reggie, man, Ray J got some big deal working with a sex tape or something. And I was like, really? He was like, man, I'm telling you, some deal just... I said, well, Ray J about to come up here right now. We'll ask him about it when he come. He'll tell me. He'll tell me what's going on. And so sure enough, Ray J come up there with a bad diamond necklace, black diamond. First time I ever seen black diamonds. I didn't know they had black diamonds. And it was a black diamond necklace wrapped around his neck. Which is a funny story, because that was like on a Tuesday or Wednesday. Let me tell you about Sunday after I finished the story. And so I'm like, damn, Ray J, where you get that chain from? That's a nice chain. What's this Chris talking about? Chris over there talking about you did some deal. Oh man, me and Kim just signed this deal with Vivid. I think it was Vivid. With Vivid, where we just made some money. I think we made each like $350 a piece or something like that. $350,000. Which was, nothing now, but back then it was a nice little change and, a little hit. Like, for what? Man, we put out this sex tape, They paying us I got $350 right now. Matter of fact, that's why I want to come up here. That's why I want to come up here. I want to show y'all my new Lambo. That nigga went out and bought him a brand new yellow Lamborghini and this black diamond chain that he had. And he was just like, man, look, I'm like, all right, Ray J, you looking good, bro. Because, Ray J was still a little young then. Single, wild, E out. But anyway, that was Ray J. Ray J was the life of a party, right? And so, okay. But even back then, he was telling me how Chris and Kim, because they wasn't going to do the deal without them being involved, and Kim got paid too. And so, I know Ray J trying to be more adult now and not speak on stuff and puts too much stuff out there. But I'm here to tell y'all, Chris Stokes was there, me and my boy Randall. And that's what happened back then. Now, let me finish the Sunday part. So Reggie, he's going to call me Sunday night, late one night, because Ray J loved those clubs, y'all. Back then, he was a club hound. Oh, Reggie, I just got robbed. They just took my chain. Like, who, Ray J? Where you at, Ray J? Huh? Anyway, that nigga got for that black diamond chain on that Sunday, so he got to enjoy that chain for about 4 or 5 days. But hopefully he still got the yellow, or he was able to keep the Lambo for a little while. But I know a lot of that money did get blown. He got paid for having fun, right?
Okay. TPD. I'm sorry to bring him up again, but I gotta ask. He did an interview talking about he went to some party that he said was like a gay Illuminati party, and he saw Tupac and Puffy and all these people there. I ask you that because I want to get your reaction to that, but I also want to ask, was he around like that as much as he's saying he was back in the days and out here in LA?
He could have been. He had some money. He had some money back then, and he wasn't on crack then. Didn't appear. you can master it a little better when you're balling. But he wasn't running around here like a crackhead. But, okay, let's do time periods, y'all. He said, set it off. He said that was the set it off premiere. And a big tall guy, he talking about 6'9", from 6 feet deep, was there. And Tupac and Puffy was there together. Which y'all don't know. Y'all keep cheering that man on, but he calling y'all boy Tupac gay by saying they were there together. That was his way of trying to say Puffy and Pac was gay. Okay, Puffy might be, but y'all gonna let him call Pac that? But anyway, we all know the Set It Off didn't come out until November 1996. All right, some of you Tupac Alive people might believe Tupac was out there showing his face at a party in November of 1996. So I'll let you idiots keep on believing that. Y'all can have that. But we all know Tupac was no longer with us after September the 13th, 1996. Y'all go pull up when the Set It Off party happened. When did the Set It Off movie come out? That's the movie with Jada, Queen Latifah, Vivica Fox, and I forget the other young lady. I like her because she can make herself cry real good. But those 4 ladies, we all know when that movie came out. How do y'all even sit without talking about him or correcting him as an interviewer on that and let him put that out there? We all know that picture that was taken with Pac and Puff was an old picture from like 93, 94. But I realize it. I'm starting to realize it as I read the comment section that a lot of you young people weren't even born in the 90s, so y'all don't know this. So that's why I take the time to explain it. And I know y'all like Google. And so go Google when the premiere, the movie Set It Off premiere. And right there, that alone right there, just throw him out the window. Oh, well, he just mistaken on the party. Well, why would he name 6ix9ine and Vivica? 6ix9ine didn't even come to L.A. That's the tall guy with that blonde hair that he's talking about. He didn't even come to Death Row until about the beginning of sometime in 96. So he just making up stuff, y'all. Just clowning and making up stuff. Catch me in lies like that. I'll give you a t-shirt. You always want to throw me on stuff that I misquoted or misstated. But catch me on a lie like that. That's an outright lie. That's a lie. Pac and Puffy together in 96, November of 96. I wouldn't even post nothing like that. And then calling Pac, look at him. Look how he smirk, how he laugh when he says it. Pac and Puffy together. But y'all like to cheer him along, so keep on. If you're a fan of that, I don't need you. I don't need you being over here sucking up game, learning the truth. Because I'll do this, I look at y'all as family. Y'all not no Reggie fan or no Reggie this. This is for the people that just really want to know the history and love the content. That's why me and John do this. I'm not trying to get money or anything like that. If so, I can get a book deal. Amazon give it to you. Would have been done. I got 4 or 5 people every day that calls me talking about Reggie. I'll write it. I'll do it for you. Like, no. That's Suge's story. I'm just telling stories for you to set record straight. But Suge gonna tell the Death Row story. Then I come behind and correct me, because I know I won't have to. That's Suge's story.
Okay. You had told a story on one of our live streams a couple years back about when Misa was out in LA, and this was during the height of the drama with Death Row and Bad Boy, and that Puffy or somebody from Puffy called the office and was asking, can you tell that story?
Yeah. All right, what happened was, so Misa had brought her son, or Wolf's son, hers and Wolf's son, but Puffy and her son, they came out there and was hanging with Suge. That's the article that y'all hear about where Suge, you got a picture of Suge and Misa and the son. I think his name was Justin. And they took the picture together. And there's also a picture with him with a Death Row chain, but nobody's seen him ever want to talk about that one. Well, Suge was pretty much saying what the East or what Puffy won't take care of, he would. And she was out here kicking it with her because Suge and her was, art of war. I'll just say that. He was using Misa as part of his war against Puffy and doing what he doing. And so he was out there and she was out here and the son was out there. But Puffy was at home going crazy. Going crazy. And his mom called the office and was like, please let me talk to Suge. I need to talk to Suge because my son just tried to commit suicide. He tried to commit suicide. I just let me get in contact with Misa. I just want my grandson home. She can stay, but just send my grandson home. He's out there going crazy. Now, for those who say, oh, Reggie, there you go, making up stuff. There's a slash on his arm. Right there. Right there. Right there. I don't know. I wasn't around him. I don't know him like that. I don't hang around homosexuals that's knowingly. And I know Bad Boy Crew are. Gene has spoke on it, but he says that he cut it with a champagne bottle. How you cut right there with a champagne bottle? I don't know. Ain't gonna deny it. Ain't gonna argue about it. But that's what but I'm telling you what Misa told us. Misa said, I gotta go home. I'm gonna go home. Before this nigga kill himself. Because he done slashed his wrist out there trying to kill himself. Because he's upset that I'm out here with Suge. And she went home. And yeah, that's the story that I spoke on.
Okay. Can you speak a bit about Dre and Suge's relationship? Good times during the fallout, bad times, but overall, what you witnessed as far as their relationship?
Yeah. Dr. Dre. Contrary to what y'all believe, I don't speak too bad on Dr. Dre too much. And the reason being, I don't have too much bad to say about Dre. Other than I wish he would have helped Suge out a little bit more than he would, but I get it. I understand why he doesn't. Dre, some people say got shot before by Suge. Y'all go listen to Corrupt Story. I'll let that story stand on what the allegation is that we're corrupt said about Dre getting shot in the leg. I never saw any evidence of any tension like that between Dre and Suge. Dre wasn't the type of partner that was around all the time. But that was mainly because when I was around in '95, from the Friday soundtrack and all of that, uh, he was on house arrest. Dre had a couple of issues. He had a major where he took his Lamborghini or something, was racing down Sunset, and was a little drunk. And I don't forget if he got a reckless driving or DUI case. And then he also had the issue with D. Barnes, where he slapped a female in Carter case. And so Dre was on house arrest and was wearing an ankle bracelet a lot. But he still was able to do some things. And Dre had his own studio. He wasn't one up there at Can-Am every day. He would come in and listen and give us final approval on things and decide whether or not to send it to him, which songs to send to him, so he can start mixing down and mastering and add his touches to it. Y'all give him a bad rap as far as stealing people's beats and ideals and all of that. If he put the word co-producer on there, then he ain't stole it. If he just put his name on it outright, then yeah. But there was people that worked up under him, from Hutch, from the Brother Law, and Das and J.Lo and all of them, and later on Hitman and all of them. But in his mind, he put the final touches on it, and so he's the least entitled to a co-producer. Y'all know anything about the game, that's how it goes. Most of y'all artists now take half or 50% of the publishing from people that are not established. They'll be like, okay, that's a great song, that's this, but I'm going to add this, and this to it, and we're going to be co-producers or co-writers on this song. Y'all don't know that part of the game because people don't expose it because they just want to get in. But think about if you was in their position and you were being a struggling artist or producer right now, what would you do to get in? Pretty much anything to get in. And that's what happens. And that's where Dre gets a bad rap for. And so, but the question was about Suge and Dre and not so much Dre. I was just explaining what my opinion is about Dre. Dre and Suge had a great partnership and working relationship until, Pac, being who he is, brought up the situation of non-loyalty and started just expressing his displeasure of not Dre being around as much as he thought Dre was around, and was like, where's this dude at? And Dre was the type probably that didn't want Pac at his house. And Pac probably didn't want to go to his house. And so it wasn't the type of atmosphere that Pac probably envisioned from looking from the outside. And so he started speaking displeasure about that. And because that was the main reason he probably wanted to come and put his hot beats on some of Drake's hot tracks. But then, or not beats, his hot lyrics. But then he started noticing Dre not supporting, and he heard of the incident with the court situation with Snoop and not being supported by Dr. Dre during the court hearings. And that had him upset. And then, now Suge got up under Michelle, and now she's telling a lot of different things about Dre saying, and Dre and Jimmy Iovine relationship and all of that. So Suge hearing all this, but he's still, and ain't mad because Suge's still in control. He's more controlling everything, but Dre would get his money. Dre would be able to call up Gelfand and get whatever he wanted as well. All his bills was getting paid for by Death Row, and still would get a check for $125,000 a month, advance to get whatever done around his household and his family and people that he needed done. And so that's how their business relationship was. They would make appearances out in public. here and there. A couple of times we went to New York, and I remember they had their girls with them, and they went down. We went to eat at a nice soul food restaurant. It wasn't like the ghetto one that everybody liked to go to in Harlem. It was an old lady, Aunt Kizzy's or Sophie, but it was a nice soul food restaurant. It was before the bar one. And we went out there and ate there. Then we all got on the horseback ride, the buggies, and took that and rolled around Central Park and, Central East. And they did that one night, and they were cool. They both had a cool relationship as far as just hanging out, other than award shows and stuff like that. That's how their relationship was when I came around. How they were doing in 92, 93, I don't know. But they were cordial. Suge did not, even though he profited 50% of that company from Dre, back then, and I bet you even today, he would have still wanted Dre around. But the way it made it seem like Suge forced him out, it may have been, some mental force out, but physical force out, that wasn't Suge's plan or desire. Suge would have kept things just as they were if somehow they would have coexist. But Jimmy Iovine made it happen to where he gave him a new label and gave Suge 100% of Death Row. And I'm not saying Dre would change the hand of the clock, but Suge definitely would. But Dre hitting home runs. And but hey, I get it. I understand why. Because Suge did do the ultimate get back or disrespect to Dre by, well, the first one will be getting with your wife. But then the second one is being your partner and your friend while I'm with you and getting with your baby mama. And y'all can say what y'all want, but that hurts a man. So yeah, that's my opinion about Dre. But Dre, in my mind, is still the best West Coast producer of all times. Y'all say, oh, you crazy, Reggie. I've been seeing that and been reading that. And I was like, what's wrong with these people? Quik is way better than Dre. We did a little segment about that. So y'all made me go do some research for once. I swear I am not a Google or an internet person to go and do research. But I went and did some research. For once. I was like, what these kids talking about? Or am I that crazy? Do I not know music? Do I not know what I was listening to in the 90s? John, I sent you a list. Could you read to them names at top hip-hop producers from the mid-90s until probably even now? You can tell me how the list went.
So the list that we got is Kanye, then Dre, then RZA, DJ Premier, Alchemist, Metro Boomin, Timberland, Just Blaze, Rick Rubin, The Neptunes, Pete Rock, Hit Boy, Pharrell Williams, Havoc, Madlib, Boy Wonder, Q-Tip. Basically, I could name a huge list, but they even got Swiss Beats on here. Ninth Wonder. DJ Quik is probably about on this list anyway, he's about number 20. And Dre is number 2.
Number 2. All right, I thought I didn't know music. This cops can't listen to hip-hop and rap and music or know anything about it. And then a guy that's been in the music business as long as any ever, 3 times as long as he ever was a cop. Well, that ain't true. But 2 times. I say I've been in the music business from 97, because I was just security, as y'all say, which I was. But from 97 until 2000, should I say until now? So what's that? 25 years. Is that 25 years? 97, 25 years, and I was a cop 11 years? Yeah, okay. I don't know what I'm talking about. I done ran 3 different music companies. I done worked for 4. But you don't know what you're talking about, Reggie. But just there show you that, no, Reggie know what he's talking about. Y'all just go off of gut and opinions. And opinion is like an asshole. We all got one. But y'all like to hear facts, huh? There's some paperwork facts. Don't make that true. Don't make that true, but even however they got this source, it put Dre as number 2 behind Kanye and Quik as number 2021. And no shade on Quik, because I love his production and the clarity and stuff. But he's not Dre, y'all.
Okay, speaking of Dre, you had mentioned that Damon Thomas got slapped by Dre at one point. Do you know that story? Can you talk about that?
Don't know the story. I just know that's why we got on Damon's radar, because Dre was really signed with Ray Parker Jr. back in the day, and I did some stuff with Brandy. Did some music with Brandy and stuff when she was hot in like 94, 95. And so that's when Pac and them got, he got on Pac's radar, or Danny, or I don't even know how the introduction. I think it was because of the settlement, because Suge had to work that deal out, because even though Dre got to walk away, we still had to deal with his lawsuits and stuff. And yeah, Damon got bitch slapped and slapped the shit out of him by Dre, which is understandable, because he's a bitch. But yeah.
Okay. It's pretty much common knowledge. He even admitted to it many times. He kind of brags about it. But Daz stealing reels from the Death Row Archive or Pacific Title Archive, whatever it was. He was lead producer at the time. But can you tell me the story about Daz taking reels that didn't belong to him?
Well, that's what Daz claims. Well, it's kind of true a little bit, I guess. But the way he make it sound like he stole the whole vault, everything. Number one, Daz ain't never been a Pacific Archives in his life. Now that I think about it, I ain't gave that nigga permission to go to Pacific Archives. But you can call a runner, and a runner would bring it to you. But they wouldn't bring no more than 2 to 3 reels at a time, 4 at the most. And so we have gotten word that Daz had, because I told you of the relationship with Maria, right? Had some reels at the house where they lived. Like, really, Maria? Daz got some, would you bring them up there? It was at Track Studio. Butch Small, for those of y'all know, Butch Small was there. And I said, bring them up. And Suge was up there entertaining Maria, and she brought them up there. Loaded them up in the back of her G-Wagon and brought them all up there. And I said, I just want to listen to them, Maria. See what's on there. But, because we didn't want her getting beat up or anything. So what I had Butch do, I had a bunch of blanks, and I had them take the reels out and put the blanks into the box and told her, take these home. She did that on 2 different occasions. Y'all say, okay, Reggie lying. Daz had an album, Tupac and Daz Dillinger out, and I was paying $50 a CD. Well, yeah, he might have got some out from some Daz or whatever. But trust me. For those of y'all believe Daz is the one that linked out the Machiavellis, Number one, he didn't have access to that. They came from a dad. But two, if Daz Dillinger had anything with Reggie Wright rapping on it, it would have been Daz Dillinger and Reggie Wright. Daz Dillinger and Snoop Dogg. Daz Dillinger and anybody. Because Daz loved to be on beats. Daz loved the shine more than the grind, the gold, the money. You either want the shine or the mine. Daz loved shine more than mine. And he would have been on every song if that was the case. He's a producer. That's what he does. He knows how to do all of that. He can easily take vocals off and all of that and put his vocals on stuff. He did it to Usher. Telling y'all, one of the best remix I ever heard was done by Usher, done by Daz with Usher on it. That's what he do. Art of that, king of that, back in the 90s. And so Daz capping when he said that. If he got 4 to 5 possible, but trust me, Pacific Archives would have called me if he was making anything and getting anything outrageous, any outrageous number of reels sent to him. And Daz is outright lying. And trust me, if that was the soul, it would have been out by now. It would have been out, other than what the little bit that y'all heard. With them, 6 songs, 8 songs, 10 songs, I don't know. With Daz, but guess what he called it? Daz Dillinger and Machiavelli, or Machiavelli and Daz Dillinger. That's Daz.
He always claimed too that he did 2 songs with Biggie and that he hasn't done anything with him, but that he was going to do something. But that just speaks more to your point about if he did, it would already be out.
It would have been out. Daz love it. Daz would have put it out. You know, people always say they got these songs and got this. You can't do nothing without the estate of Biggie Small or Christopher Wallace and the estate of Tupac Shakur and or you know, Tupac's estate. You can't do nothing without them anymore. And so people can always say what they're gonna do and stuff, but the best thing to do is go with them and make a deal. They like to make money too. They want money. Go make a deal with them if you got them. But that's just people capping. But if not, they're do a deal. They looking for material. Why y'all thinking ain't been no Tupac albums? They ain't got it. They got a little bit, but they probably release that when they do their documentary that they're working on. They gonna do some new songs. They gonna give y'all something new. But it ain't no albums worth. And they looking for it. They call me daily for footage and material and licensings and stuff. I sent you an email, John, when we were trying to get some stuff right. And so, man, I mean, they looking. So if you got it, stop trying to go around it. Stop trying to beat them. Go and make a deal with the estates. They'll pay. If not, I thought I had. If they ain't talking right, the paperwork ain't right. You ain't got to beat people. People play fair now, especially when it's limited. Why you think? Go try to buy a steak right now at the grocery store. They higher now. They talking about right now Similac. What happens when stuff get a demand? Companies start trying to make deals, and what they do, they raise the price up. When there's lack of something, the price goes up.
Okay, speaking of that, that's actually a good segue into my next question, which was, at one point there was an advertisement in, I think it was The Source, for a Tupac Scarface album that never came out called Two Face. Can you tell the story about that? Why it never came out, how it was gonna be put together, and all that?
Yes, but first, before we go into that, I want to go into J Prince. J Prince and Wack 100 been going at it lately, right? Oh, man. All right, y'all. Y'all know your boy always in the middle of stuff, even in 2022. Jay Prince is disappointed or mad or capping at Whack 100 because of a relationship that I brought to Whack 100. There's this female named Karen Chapman. We call her KC. She's the manager still to this day, but mainly back then, of my boy, a dude that's probably the coolest dude in rap or hip hop, named J Flex. I'm telling y'all, this is a positive brother, one of the coolest dudes around. But KC is a girl from Chicago. And her and J Flex, and she managed Barney. She's actually the one that bought the Realist, or actually Taninikin when he was Taninikin around. But KC reached out to me about 4 or 5 months ago. And she said, Reggie, I got this footage with Larry Hoover. And I'm the only person that was able to get in and do an interview with Larry Hoover before he was got moved, and while they were allowing interviews to go down in the federal prison. And I got this footage. And I hear Kanye is trying to do something with the Larry Hoover family and do something. And I licensed it once to, I think, some show that was on American E, a little bit of it. But the family is on me, or Kanye. Kanye and them were on me trying to get this footage, and they don't want to give me nothing for it. They're just trying to beat me. I need your help, Reggie. I need you to help me. Make this, make a deal. Do something. I'm like, KC, man. And she's a female. I don't mean to call her a man because she's one of the coolest, sweetest business ladies that you'll meet in the business. Well, I was like, KC, I'm messed up right now. I ain't got the strength to be out there dealing with people and all of that. But there's this dude out here named Whack 100 that got this relationship with Kanye right now. Let me get you and Whack on the phone and see if we can make something happen. And so I get them on the phone. And she tells Whack everything, and Whack like, okay. But if I get involved, of course, in case he's like, man, we all gonna eat. Me, you, and Reggie. We all three gonna eat. We're gonna be taken care of. We all can eat off this. And so Whack like, okay. And so let me talk to Kanye and see what's up. Me, I'm like, I'm okay, y'all. Y'all just let me know when the deal's done at the end. Let me know when it's time to break bread. Because KC's a bulldog. And she was waking me up every day at 7, 8 o'clock. And I'm like, I call Whack. I don't know. You know how Whack is. You know how Whack. But they ended up meeting up. And she showed the paperwork and everything to Whack. And Whack was like on board. And so Whack told me, Reg, your girl KC, we're going to get something. We're going to make something. And we're going to make something. So this is about a month or 2 months ago. All right, Whack, whatever, y'all just don't know how many deals I be in the middle of, and I just pass on, and because I'm a people person. I connect people. I like connecting people. I get a joy out of connecting people and making them make money, kind of more so than me being involved in making money. Y'all don't believe that, but y'all don't know me. Believe what y'all want to believe. But y'all asking the YouTubers that's out there how many people I done hooked them up with and then turned over to them, other than over here with us at Bomb First. If they keep it real with you, they'll tell you. But anyway, but that's me. And so I tell Whack, I said, and so Whack now dealing with this, right? And, KC and him develop a great relationship. And they making moves and stuff like that. He meets with Jay Prince. So Whack go tell me, he said, man, I just met with this nigga Jay Prince, and man, Reggie, I was about to have to, but he was all cool, but, you know, that nigga gonna just offer me $20,000, $30,000 and like move out the way like he's strong arming me. And I had to tell him, man, it ain't going down like that, you know. But let's make a deal. Let me get the lady on the phone. I want to talk to her right now. No, you're not talking to her. I'm her now. What she did tell Wack, you represent to the people like I am. So now they talked, and now all of this is going on, and J Prince is smashing and coming down on Wack. And all Wack really trying to do in this situation was good business for somebody that feels she had a right, and she did, and she made it happen. And that's just some strong arm tactics that's trying to be done. And Wack ain't gonna backtrack. But on this situation with Wack, he getting a bad rap, and J Prince coming at him wrong behind this. But people got to learn their territories, man. J Prince the man in Houston, Texas. He's the man. Got a lot of respect and juice out there. But all of the sugar bears and all of the rhyming, because he got a nice radio voice and all of that he doing over the internet and stuff with people, man, that stuff don't work out here. That stuff don't work out here. And ain't nobody going to just be bowed down just because of your industry relationship. And just want to speak on that, put that out there in the air, and just to show. But what happened with J Prince, and what I'm about to tell y'all is why I led into it, was because J Prince know. Because he know what happened in Vegas when Wack and Suge and all of them was on him before. And he was running around in Vegas. But I ain't going to get into that. But Suge duped and played J Prince out of 350 G's. All that was Suge telling J Prince that he had rights to stuff that he didn't. He was telling J Prince that he can get vocals, which he probably could have made it happen, but it would have been Rap-A-Lot, Death Row, and Amaru involved, because he was representing, Suge was representing like he could take and use those masters or those recordings and stuff without, or Suge may have thought that, because y'all got to remember Suge wasn't involved in the separation agreement. Suge just deal with a creative thing. He don't really know the paperwork in the business like y'all think. He had people around him. Suge was a great, because he knew how to take from the David Kenners, the Reggie Wrights, the Jimmys and all of that, and then take it and absorb it all into one. You know, the Sharithas, and get the opinions and then make it, you know, like gumbo. Take all these different people and then make it a good soup. And maybe he found out later, but Virgin and J Prince or Rap-A-Lot end up suing Suge. It was actually Dimple Merchandising. That's how J Prince and Virgin messed up. Because I think even Suge was in bankruptcy at the time or something. Because the deal wasn't even done with Death Row. It was done through Dimple Merchandising. Because that's who we had to end up suing for the money that was advanced to Death Row by Virgin. And so J Prince really was probably just trying to get Virgin off of his butt because he vouched for the deal and they advanced $350,000 on it. But without Amaru being involved, it wasn't going to happen. And I think at that time, Amaru wasn't trying to do anything new with Death Row and Suge. And so that's what happened with that album. Would have been a great album, I think. But that's what happened. J Prince got played out of some money. Or his distributor, which that's why I be trying to tell y'all. Even though J Prince didn't cut the check himself, it still comes back to him because they eventually build it back to you. And so, yeah, look up the lawsuit because I'm sure Google gonna be all over this. Just gave him some content for the week, but the deal went. The lawsuit probably came from Virgin versus other than Rap A Lot, but yeah, that's what happened.